Hey, it's Lorinda. Welcome to Tue Nite. I'm in the studio with Byron and Carlisa. Carlisa, right?
That's right.
Carlisa Stollies. Um, they are here with me, and he came in and we were talking about some web stuff. So we decided that we were going to just talk about web stuff on the air. Now, these beautiful souls I met. Now, I pretend. No, I don't pretend. I actually do work at the Junior League of Raleigh. They let me hang out up front and meet all the great people and do the rentals, and I have so much fun up there. I'm always running behind on my work because I really truly enjoy it. I enjoy all of the events and things like that. So these wonderful people are doing an event here, and I won't say anything about the event that's happening because somebody doesn't want to say anything about the event that they're doing. But
Okay, the event that will be launching is a nonprofit women's ministry called Simply Sisters. And Sister stands for sharing in strengths, struggles, and successes through everyday encounters and relationships while seeking God's purpose. And the mission of Sisters is really to provide a place where women can come together and freely talk about their life's journeys without being judged. The environment is one that is non judgmental and a very loving environment, open to women from all sorts of diverse backgrounds. So that is what we'll be launching on Saturday here at the Center for Community Leadership.
and I think it's like 1:30.
2 o'clock. It will
1:30,
start
2
at
o'clock.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, and I'm gonna be here because I'm one of those sisters, and this is a beautiful sister right here.
Thank you.
I know that for sure. Our souls was just rubbing and
From the
loving on each other
From the very beginning.
from the very beginning. I
Yes,
could hardly,
yes.
as you couldn't get my work done because I just wanted to hang out. I was like, "Hey, y'all just take me with you, please, just take me with you." And her wonderful husband, Mr. Pastor Elder. We're gonna put some all kind of titles on him because the Lord has anointed him, and it is just quite obvious. Brother, bro, man.
That's right, bro, man. I like that. Bro, man.
Pastor Byron Stallings is here as well, and the question he had that related to the web was about doing a Bible study on webinar, and so talk about what the question was, and then we're going to circle back around and talk a little bit about your ministry.
Wow. The question is, what would be the best and most efficient way to do a Bible study for men that is in a non-judgmental, non-threatening way that they can really have an opportunity to let their head out and talk and take a deeper dive into the Word of God. Many times men, we go to church and we don't really get what we are looking for. And we need an environment that we can be who we are. Just be us, just be brothers. Talk about things that we don't talk about in church, or say things that we don't say in church.
Are you saying no girls are allowed? Because I think you had a problem with the Junior League not.
Yeah, no
letting-
girls are allowed.
What?
That's right.
I thought the
cave.
deeper dive was for everyone.
Deeper dive
Man
is like
cave
a man
Bible
cave.
study.
That's
What?
it right there. Man cave talk.
I love it. That's awesome.
Maybe we should instead of saying deeper dive, how about the man cave?
Man cave Bible
in the
study.
Man
I
cave.
love
That is. It's
Man cave Bible study. I love it. I
No
love
girls
it.
allowed.
No girls allowed.
No.
That's awesome. You'd probably get some real takers on that to know that they could really let their hair
Really.
down. I guess that it wouldn't be hair. What do guys let down?
We just let down our
Our
guard,
A guard.
Yes.
Yeah.
our pride,
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
emotions.
Because when your woman is there, you really can't really do that.
Yeah, we can't do all that. We have to be strong.
Because you won't get your sweet potato pie.
No,
you
we
won't get
Mm-mm.
whatever other sweet stuff you want. You won't get
No.
none of that.
None of that.
If you're not
No back rubs.
right.
No feet rubs.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And I think you were having a little bit of a debate about whether you were doing a webinar or whether you were going to do just a conference call.
Yeah.
So talk to me about what you were tossing up in your head about those two different things.
Well, what I was thinking, and my first thought was to do a conference call
Hmm.
that the guys can call in to our conference bridge, and we just have a live show that we can talk,
Hmm.
do a Bible study. We can talk about the Word of God. One thing is because we probably will have an international audience,
Mm,
and we're trying to do it in a way that everybody can, we can get everybody on the line at the same time.
right.
We was thinking about being cost efficient, and then the thought came up, well, maybe it'll be even better if we did a webinar.
Hmm.
People can see, they can see the notes that we do, or we can put up slides,
Hmm.
PowerPoints, and it'll be more interactive. People can see, and the thought came that technology, using that type of technology, may be a lot better
Hmm.
because one thing, that's what people are used to now.
Yeah, it is. Now, if it, in my professional opinion, I would absolutely opt to do, um, I actually would want to do all of that. There is, because some people have a problem attending a webinar because you have to have a computer to do that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why one of the things I want to do is have a audience in which I don't know anybody that's doing this, and it's very interesting that we're talking about this. I want to have an audience that where people can call in on a conference call, and we are doing that same exact show, event, whatever, as a webinar. And so I've been researching this actually for probably the last 4 weeks. It started with me going to Mr. Dudley's house for since May. I've been going like every Monday since May, and they have an audience there, and they were using freeconferencecall.com.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then it got into, okay, we're using freeconferencecall.com. The people that call in on the phone, when they start talking, only the few little people sitting around the table could hear them because we just played them through the speaker on the
Mhm.
on the phone. Well, the group started growing. So when the room grew to 50 or 60 people, well, the people in the back of the room now couldn't hear the speakers on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
So now we needed to project. So then we needed extra speakers. So then we needed a solution for the microphone. And then we figured out how to project the microphone. So you're talking into the microphone that is a USB into the computer. So that's being recorded with freeconferencecall.com. But it's also a webinar that people can attend on the computer somewhere else. But what happens when the audience grows in the room? If the audience grows on the conference call side, that's no big deal.
Right.
But if your people grow inside the room, all of a sudden, the people in the back of the room won't be able to hear the people on the phone unless you project even
Yeah. Wow.
bigger. Right. So, therefore, the solution that it seems like would need to happen is that you would actually need a mixing board, which was another $300-400 or something like that. That you would have all of this audio coming into the mixing board, the microphone plugged into the mixing board, the sound from the free conference call, the people who are on the call plugged into and input into the mixing board, people on the actual telephone. So we have an iPhone with a quarter-inch jack on one end plugged into just this part, the 1/8 jack here plugged into
Mm-hmm.
that part, and the other end of it is the RCA jack. like that goes into the VCR.
Mm-hmm.
That and input into the mixing board. So that's already 3 inputs. So that's a pretty big mixing board already. Um, so those are 3 inputs. And then of course you got the microphone. So there's kind of like 4 inputs already, or whatever it is. All of that's going in. What goes out is some nice speakers, maybe some Alexis, at least 100 watts
Mhm.
speakers, or monitors, as the people. I don't know. They're just speakers. When I went to Sam Ash, they're just speakers.
Just speakers.
Yeah, no, they're monitors. Okay, fine. No, this is
That's the new. That's the new name.
computer, right? Just monitors. Okay, so when you get into that kind of thing, when you have people in the room, but you want people on the call, and because my deal was, I want people to attend in the way that suits them. If you want to lay in the dark and listen to Pastor Byron feed your soul, and you don't want to watch the screen, then I want you to be able to do that.
Right.
Right.
But if you're the type that kind of needs to be there and interactive and in it and taking the notes and everything that he writes and every picture that he does, you screenshotting and stealing his stuff, yeah, we do. I want you to be able to do that too. So I want it all. That is the kind of environment that I would want. But starting out, what I would recommend is that you just use what is it? Google Hangouts. This platform that we're on right here is actually Webinar Jam. Webinar Jam is an overlay for Google Hangouts. It runs on top of, is a platform that runs on top of Webinar Jam. Webinar Jam is a platform that runs on top of Google Hangouts. So what's going to happen with this thing that we're recording here right now is it is going to be uploaded to my YouTube account with just this part, which is the video part here. Inside of my Webinar Jam account, the replay for all of this is going to have all of this extra stuff. It says we got 1 viewer, so somebody's watching this.
Hello.
Yes, hello, viewer. So inside of my Webinar Jam account, the replay goes out, and the replay, you can see all the stuff that happens in the chat, and it can do polls, like when you ask questions and stuff like that. It can do pop-ins, like if you make an offer, like buy my book, or 99 cents now, or I'm selling stuff, or we taking a cruise to Jerusalem and buy your tickets here, or whatever. You could do stuff like that to send money. You can even play videos in here. So this part of the screen would go away, and it would turn into the YouTube video that you upload into here, and that becomes a part of your replay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds really interesting.
Yeah, it's like $300 a year or something. But for me, because I know that technology is leverage, and since I want an organization that is as lean as possible, and I don't want a whole bunch of people. I want to buy the absolute best technology, because I don't want a whole bunch of people, because you can't depend on people. Right. I'm a technologist, ones and zeros I can work with. And if I'm going to be wherever I am in the world, I can just set stuff and forget it. And that's how I want my business to work. I want to be able to run it wherever I am in the world, with a laptop and an internet connection. And that means I'm not dragging a whole bunch of people with me. Right. So this helps me automate the marketing part of the webinar. So it sends out, it collects the people who are going to be on the webinar for me. It has a landing page. You know what a landing page is? It has the landing page. People sign up for it. I set it up to remind them 15 minutes before, a day ahead, whatever, do all the presets. It tells them that we're live 2 hours after the show. It sends them the replay. It automates a lot of the marketing that goes into it. It will tell me the stats, how many people registered versus how many people registered and watched, how many people, all of that stuff that we would have to do by hand if we were just doing a straight Google Hangout.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We would have to figure out, we'd have to be sending it inside of our autoresponder or sending it inside of our email and
Mm-hmm.
say, hey, did you show up? We would have no way of knowing.
Okay.
But if they click through this link, it can actually track all of that for me. So you don't need this stuff because you could do it straight on Google Hangouts for free, absolutely free, but you would have to do those kind of marketing things yourself if you cared about that. If you just want to be out there and do your thing until you have a reason to pay for some of that, then that's what I would do. That's what I actually recommend.
So how would people hang out in Google Hangouts? How would they get connected to the presentation or the webinar?
That you have a link inside. Inside. Let's go to Google Plus. So let's do a share screen right here. We're actually going to share. We're actually going to share this screen here. Okay. So I don't know which one. You guys can probably see that one or one of them. So I need a. There we go. Your browser. What are we talking about? I forgot.
Google Hangout.
Oh yeah,
Google Hangout. How do we get?
Oh yeah.
Hang out in Google.
Oh yeah. Hallelujah. All right. Yeah. So Google Hangout. Oh, sorry, it's been so long. Jesus Christ. Let's see. Google is Google Plus. Google Plus. I forgot how to get to Google Plus. I think it's over here when you go. There you go. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Oh, inside of Google Plus, you can do home, Hangouts.
I see.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Google Plus.
Yeah, because it's a Google thing.
It's a Google thing.
Let me see. Hangouts. Hangouts on Air.
Okay.
Now, Hangouts on Air,
That's the live thing.
That's when you're doing live.
That is the live thing.
All right.
And a Hangouts on Air. Look, see, we're already there.
Wow.
Yeah, that when you do a Hangouts on Air, it's public. It really is a public.
So that
thing.
means everybody can see it.
Yeah,
that's
all
great.
the time.
Is a public thing. And you hook up a Google Hangout on to your Gmail account. So you really want to give some thought to you don't want to hook it up to your Cars R Us Gmail account. Right. You might want to create a new one just for that because those videos are going to automatically be uploaded to a YouTube account that's connected to that Gmail account. So you want to I probably wouldn't do it I probably create a whole new identity for that show. Yeah. I really would try to do that. That way, you know that the stuff that is in there is, I keep trying to navigate this thing, but this is what everybody's seeing. This is yeah. Okay. So to start one, let me see how I start one. I forgot. Create a Hangout on Air.
Okay.
And I'll give you a resource that I love. It's called Ronnie Bingser. Ronnie Hangout Helper. This is the guy that I learned how to do Google Hangouts from. I think he's the absolute best. And I still have his courses. And I really should be using my affiliate link right now, but I probably don't know where it is at the second. But the Hangout Helper has a really good course. and I'm going to have to do something about this computer because it is very hangout training.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And maybe we can go through course, some of this stuff, but yeah, this is where I learned to do hangouts, and I can show you what I know, or if you want to go on your own, you can certainly just go and buy his training here. I think he's one of the absolute best. Good stuff.
Okay.
So as you can see now, if we go over to YouTube right now, um, all of the webinars that we did, well, all of the webinar jam sessions, the video parts are on my channel. The part with the skin, with the platform looking things, all of those are in the webinar jam platform.
Okay.
As a webinar, it just adds some stuff onto it,
Okay.
the marketing
Okay.
pieces,
Okay.
that the automation stuff and all that kind of stuff. So, and that's it. So maybe hopefully that was helpful.
It was
Yes.
very helpful. Very
So
helpful.
it's all seamless, almost.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Look at that.
Ta-da! Yeah, so I really would. When you're first starting, I would recommend the Logitech C920 webcam, and some tall thing like that. Especially if you're going to be in a room with a bunch of people, just sit it up in the front of the room or the side of the room where you can get the angle. Now the sound is going to be one of the things you may want to play with a little bit. And at first, even if it's, as long as people can hear and understand you, the point is that it's out there. You can always get better.
Yeah.
You can always do better. And at first, if it's small, I don't know how big your church is, you're going to, people are, as long as people can understand you, it's okay. And maybe you can be at a big old long table and, put the camera on one end where you are and have everybody else on the other end and put the camera down there and depending on the acoustics of the room.
So with the webinar, does there have to be an audience within the room, or can everyone truly just be remote?
Yeah, everybody can just truly be remote.
Okay.
You do not, especially with a Google Hangout, you don't need anyone.
Okay.
You don't need anybody. In a Google Hangout, if you want other people, have you seen them where there's people, you're here, you're big up on the main screen, but then there's like a row of people down here in the bottom. I think they call it the film strip or something. Because in a Google Hangout, you can have 10 people inside the Hangout with you as guests, and everybody else will need to be viewers. Okay. That's the limitation there.
I see.
But there are unlimited viewers. So it could be around the world, because every time you go live on a Hangout, it's right on your Google Plus page for the world to see.
Okay.
That's one feature of a Google Hangout. If you don't want that, then you need to be using some other proprietary something that is not a Google Hangout, because it's a public thing. It's just built into it.
So initially, there may not be a need for a camera. Is that what I'm understanding?
No,
everything's remote.
No, you need a webcam.
A webcam. Correct. Oh, yes. So you can record the speaker. Okay.
And a webcam. Yes.
Some type of microphone.
Yes. And if you're going to have a PowerPoint or something like that, you just share the screen.
Yes.
You just share the screen, whatever it is you need to point to, just point on. I wonder if I had a PowerPoint on this thing. I don't even know.
Just do a PowerPoint. Would I need two screens if I did that, or two monitors?
No, you don't. But once you ever get to monitors, you just kind of
Yeah,
just
because
can't.
I've used.
Go back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
You
was
just
kind of hard when I did that.
you just can't do it because it becomes because you're constantly going back and forth at that point. I don't even think I have a PowerPoint on here, but here's a PDF. I don't know what it is though. Maybe it's nothing I'm not supposed to be showing. Who knows? But you'll get the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So we can stop sharing here. Oh, I can't play it anyway because I need to upgrade my subscription. That brings me to a rant. I do not like to that Adobe makes everybody pay a subscription for their services. I am still using Adobe CS6, the last suite that they came out with,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm just not doing this the subscription thing. It does everything I need to do. I mean, it really does. There's some pretty neat features in the new stuff, but hey, all I'm doing is cropping some stuff and adding some pictures on top of some stuff. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna show you guys my latest deal, which is I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that, which is called Faith Gone Wild.
Faith
Oh.
going wild.
Faith Gone Wild, and it is uh we're doing a fashion show, and I have to set up my projects. Let's see, I have it in here, and I have a bunch of stuff. And where did I put it? Oh, now I just launched. I just published a book called Silver Bullet Business Model, and it was about I forgot what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's called Silver Bullet Business Model, and one of the chapters in there was about using Google Drive as a document management system because you really want to be really organized.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think I was really organized, and I really am, but I can't find my thing. Right here, here you go. See, I knew I had it somewhere. There we go. This is my Faith Gone Wild. Oh, it's a PS. It's a PNG. I don't know if it's gonna show up. Oh, it's so tiny. It's so tiny. You're not gonna be able to see it. Anyway, it's so little. Won't get any bigger. Anyway, that's the Faith Gone Wild
Oh,
logo
okay.
there. So, Mr. Byron, Pastor, I think what I would do if I were you is just go ahead and you got a webcam on your Mac though.
I do.
I would just do that if I were you. I would
So use the
just.
webcam on the Mac,
Hmm.
And do Google Hangouts.
Yep.
Google Hangout,
Hmm.
and start from there.
I would just start right there.
It's a good idea.
Hmm. And it's really easy. And
So
we
I
will
need a
be here to
Google
help.
account,
Yes, I would set up a whole
brand
new.
new
I
profile.
would do that.
Okay.
I would do that. And maybe we can go through some of the pointers that Ronnie has. We'll just take a little time and go through his stuff because he really does give some really good things to think about, like what the room is like and where you're gonna be, and you know
Mhm.
those kind of things. He's one of the reasons why I have the stuff that I have in here to make sure that because you don't need all that, but I really wanted to provide this as a service, as a paid service.
Oh,
Mhm.
So I decided to invest in some things that would make it work right.
Okay.
or just pay you, and I just come in here and do it.
Yeah, that's right. Because I need to, but I'd have to put on my mustache because I'm not a dude.
That's
We'll
right.
set it on
Deeper
automatic.
dive.
That's right. You can't come in.
See, you're gonna have
You
to
may,
change.
you may
You're gonna
have
have
to.
to
Let me see.
change.
Let
You're
me
gonna
see.
have to
How are we
rethink
gonna
that.
do
We'll call it a
this?
deeper dive plus one.
Deeper dive, except
Yeah.
she's a girl. But anyway, I hope you guys have really enjoyed this. I really thank these two beautiful people for doing this for me today
Thank
because
you.
I was having a quandary today. The show was going to be about lead pages and setting all that stuff up because
save that for next week.
yes, I'm going to tell you how it all worked out. So thank you very much for joining us today, and I hope you have yourself your best day.
Good night. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for being here, you guys.
Bye.